Hi, Matt with eTrailer. Today we're going to be talking about the Thule Epos bike rack on the back of our 2022 Chevrolet Tahoe. Now this would be a great option if you're looking for a rack that's going to be able to carry a lot of different bikes. It's going to be compact and it's going to be easy to store in your garage or home. So let's take a closer look at it. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is how are bikes interacting with the back of our vehicle. And right here, even if you're on a really bumpy road, this is moving around, we're nowhere close to even making contact, even with this mountain bike. Now, we won't be able to get hatch access like this, so if we want that, I'm going to tilt it back. And this one has a super extreme one. The way you can tilt it back is with this pedal here. You can use your foot or your hand. It's a little bit high, so you might just use your hand instead of your foot. But like I said, that's a really aggressive tilt here. But it comes in handy because our lift gate is going to be pretty large. We do get a little bit close, but we don't make contact with anything. That's also impressive because this is going to be rated for some really heavy e-bikes. If you want to check out the exact number, we have it on our webpage. But this will give you the opportunity to grab anything like your helmet, your shoes, you can tie them right here, or if you're just out and about, you can put your groceries back here. And when you're done, you can close this back up and put this back into the seated position. And this pivot's really easy, just the way it's designed. So even with those heavier e-bikes, this is a breeze. Now if I want to take a closer look at this, I'm going to take off my bike. So we are going to have a strap on either side. Just press in here, now it's going to release. I like that this has two straps, one per tire, because it gives you a better hold. And you can even ratchet these down to get it extra tight. Once you're done, push it up and get it out of our way. Now we're going to have a third point that can either make direct frame contact or it can make direct contact with your tire. So if you have a really nice paint job or a carbon frame bike, you can have it connected to the tire instead. But when you're done, just press on that button back there, that will release, and from here, you can take off your bike. And then take it out for a ride. Now when it comes to putting it up, it really doesn't take much. You're just going to have this arm here that pushes down. So that's what I like about it. It's not a whole lot of maintenance. I do recommend putting up these straps though, because it'll look a little bit nicer put away like this. But let's, from here, get a couple measurements. The first measurement I'm going to be getting is going to be the ground clearance. So this pedal sits down a little bit lower. So if you go from that, that's going to be at 27 inches, which is a pretty extreme distance from the ground. When you're loading your bikes up here, that's also going to be a little bit of a lift. So if you have those heavier e-bikes, then that might be hard. You might want to look into maybe getting a ramp to make that process a little bit easier. Now for the total distance that sits away from our back bumper, this is going to be just about 29 inches. And 29 inches on this is pretty good since we do have that large folding component and we're going to have a good distance between our two bikes. Now we can't really save any more space because this is going to have a second position. That second position is going to involve folding these up. And this isn't meant for driving. This is really only meant for storage in your garage. So if I get that measurement real quick for the width, this is going to be a little bit over 10 inches. So when you are putting that up against a corner or a wall of your garage, it's going to be really compact since this shank does fold up too, so it can save you a lot of room. But since it's not meant for driving, we're going to be keeping our cradles like this, and we're not going to block anything back here. So your license plate, your backup camera, tail lights, and back window won't be obstructed. Now I was just talking about that shank, and we can talk a little bit more about that. And that's how it's going to install. We're going to have an 1.25 inch shank, and today we have it in our 2-inch hitch receiver. We're able to do that because we have a 2-inch sleeve adapter, but this will also work with your 1.25 inch receivers. You just have to take off that adapter that does come with this. You also have this hook that goes into the other side to secure this down, and that is built in to the rack, so you don't have to worry about losing anything. And I'm going to lift up on this cradle so we can get a better look at this and this tightening device back here. So this is going to be an anti-rattle device. If you just pull this down, it will tighten into place. And let's say you're in an awkward spot that you really can't get to, you can just pull up on this so you can get a little bit more leverage to get everything into place. And this is going to have a built-in lock core, so you have that extra security. And right next to that, you also notice wheels. Whenever you do take this out, you can just roll this around instead to make this process easier. Now, in my opinion, I think this is a solid choice for anyone who does have some heavier bikes, and this isn't going to be living on the back of your vehicle. You have this designated spot in your garage for this to sit. Things will be great. Now, there is another option that is great just for saving you space, and that's going to be this Thule Outpace. I like that because you can leave that on your vehicle, and it's only going to sit out maybe 10 inches or a little bit less on the back of here. So in most cases, since the Tahoe is a larger vehicle, you can just leave it on. But if you do need to take that one off, it's going to be more compact than this one here. It just won't have any wheels, but it doesn't really need any since it is so lightweight. But it won't have the ability to mount onto your tire, and it won't be able to carry those really heavy e-bikes like this one can here. But of course, if you guys have any other questions, let us know here at eTrailer. Again, I'm Matt, and thanks for watching.